Sebia and Yomutim. It's a Kohama Togu Akwatia, girls for Baumia, girls for Nana, girls for Brandy Champo, Omugum Swanagi, to, Jantra, Jimmy, Ekutia near Diabo, Nyan Samunibi. They have no brains. Anytime you're catching for say maintain, Dedayo is here. Dedayo is here. John Mohammed and the NDC, they are here. Maintain. Now, moment take care of other things. Now, I'm America Cratchet. Man, for 1 minute and go through this. It's very, very important. Paul Adumotri is a political criminal. Do not forget, Paul Adumotri is a political criminal. Baby Abehunibiano, this guy is a thief. He's under investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Do not forget Paul Adumotri or your political criminal. Baby Abehunibiano, making sure say sa krawi or you be a yahwehwede nsemu yede ko to efiase e na o say ahemfu bi a asantememu sa ahemfu no e no mo frɛ me yi no man way or ye wi or your kromfo and the attorney general special prosecutor pair his document no ohun ne se or your kromfo or hwehwe ne nsemu enti bebi abehunu bia no e so bo na wi one na yire ne ma bom awifo every say and the edan otimu krampo no say ye hwehwe nsemu awi a wan hwe ebehu say yesika na mo wi a mo de si omo dan no so far investigations because enti entumi ka say yesika but to hwe omo bra omo boy ene de omo ya special prosecutor nsem kekemu no ene ne krata mu no oye kromfo a ye hwehwe ne nsem ye friend Paul Adumotri is an international political criminal. Do not forget the face Paul Adumotri. And if you want to remember Paul for the rest of his life, no, or somebody else say Paul ye nipa bia obi anim no, this is what we will remember Paul for. So owu a we ne de be kai no.
Fahrbehaltung, Fahrbahn frei, Fahrbahn räumen. Fahrbehaltung, Fahrbahn frei, Fahrbahn räumen. Fahrbehaltung, Fahrbahn frei, Fahrbahn räumen.
Okay, so where do we go?
Besides, I think I deleted some videos. Jesus. Besides, I deleted some of the libations. After the show, send it onto the system. I think some the NPP criminals, they say Obama and that Efruponko and that lady na nenufugu kentemu no abio se de no. They be a video nenufu ase gu kentemu ai ebono kwase kwase aba. Besides, I think we still have them. Send it back to me. But before we start the show, no. This boy, your friend Williams and Nefi Sapon, or your Cromfo. We so or another hardened criminal, or armed robber, or a criminal, or Ghana, your friend Williams and Nefi Sapon, the papa, a Cromfo, or your internet fraudster, the Omote, a year in crime, a year, any Kumasono, into baby abu who are branching we biano, make sure say, won't find a one channel, busan questions, yes, so we. Then a man who from say we a businessman. Your friend Williams and Nefi Sapon. Ne papa any papa so your cromfo pa or any papa any this jumano or no so another cromfo or no eboa ne bano emomubu in Kofo Ghana. Williams and Nefi Sapon ne papa ni ne maame enso enie maame we so ewi techi amoaboatema a o hye ne banichi a omobo edien omu wian Kofo Ghana. Williams and Nefi Sapon onie one ne maame nie omubu Kofo internet so nti bebi abehu amu bia no si omo se omo ya cromfo hwe huye and stand by and be on alert because boy we there or no enche no atwituo nti or a hardened criminal or a cromfo sebio or bonko for chrono. He's an armed robber. His name is Williams Anefi Sapon. Don't forget the name. Now this is the story ubia ekanwasem e Ghana. Mr. Please send me the other ones so that I can put it on the system for tomorrow. This is a story about ubia ekanwasem and it's got to do with the former Chief Justice Madam Torkonoo and the abeto nyina say the President of the Republic constitutional eshano say ongyina so na onfa and take a decision. President no kwa onisa to me say and obi edibone and I say waye ade etie adwuma oya obetuma yinedi President onisa to me no so obetuma pam Chief Justice. Na constitution na ma to me it is our constitution na ogina so edidi sa adwuma no. Now and the okay statement a free Jubilee House by and our Flagstaff House and I say The President, John Dramani Mahama, has, in accordance with Article 1469 of the 1992 Constitution, removed the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Torkonoo, from office with immediate effect. Almost say, Kratane say, the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, Ojina Ghana, Mrakasia, your friend, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, you tried in 1992, no, Ojina so, na Constitution, and a sheno, say, Onjina so, na Madam Torkonoo, Araba Torkonoo, Yam Pamono, every positioner occupy as the Chief Justice of Ghana. The President, so, Ghana Mrachre say Constitution, a sheno, say, Onya Bibina Wanya, Yani Ghana for so, you bet to me atun so, sa. You bet to me, ama yebu funo, ama yanso ye the Constitution etuno. Inti President on form mra, a Constitution na eshe President ne say, sa emra we die, ye di emra ni nyina so, pempenso a edui, Constitution na eshe President say on to sa na mono. Inti ukstedia article 1469. Ewo Ghana emrakese kukurukodum no eno na ogina so ede ne nsa share sa krata na se na wo kan krata no de etoa so a o say this follows receipt of the report of the committee constituted under Article 1466 to inquire into a petition submitted by a Ghanaian citizen, Mr. Daniel Ofori. After considering the petition and evidence, the committee found that the grounds of stated misbehavior, the committee found that the grounds of stated misbehavior under Article 1461 had been established and recommended her removal from office. Inti kratane chere say, Ghana nia your friend Mr. Ofori, and as sebio o keka Madam Torkonoo ne bonia na odi abra na oye Chief Justice nyina egu krata so. Ena odebre President, ena President koma the Council of State, ena Council of State say yenti the committee na omo hwehwe nsem no ento Chief Justice ano ene abrante na ode sa the akwa ode allegation no ebebo Chief Justice no. Now kwedu na odebebo Chief Justice no committee ni tenase no omo yomodwuma nyina awie omo ye adwuma wie no behu say omo toto Chief Justice ano ene abrante na ode nsem de baaye no ene adansefo mo begina mu ma Chief Justice eni pa beye edunum ana edu 914 no ene sebio abrante na ono so tro krata no ede akwa allegation ebo Chief Justice no ono so na dansefo baaye no omo kika nsem nyina sie ni etie afanyina no omo hu say Chief Justice Madam Torkonoo committee ni hu say ode ne dibia na odi no na ode ye ededien ode ye enyamonsem sebio na o disregard emra na sebio omumra no sebio na wafa edien ne ninton atra ne niechi sebio na waye no gangaria ena na ote the Supreme Court wa odin semhunu a sebio sa adwuma na de ama no enise odi nti omugina so hwehwemu no omobehu se Madam Torkonoo onimra so sebio ni suban bi no entwa ye ena sebio Ghana emrakasi a yedebo Chief Supreme Court any judiciary and I say ye mra sem no wentumi anya den emfa ne dibire no entumi ambo ho ban enti eno no mugina so hu say Madam Torkonoo no sebio ne djuma odi no e wo se ode to eno na president so constitution no share no 1992 constitution no article 1469 no share ne say ono so fa ne nsansha krata ase na Madam Torkonoo yanya den yento yenyin to ase akonwa. Under Article 1469, the President is required to act in accordance with the committee's recommendation. In the committee, na Ghana Constitution, President Mahama say, on to one among every say committee na actually say, Mameno, Sebio, the Jumedia no Odino, Sebio Odino, and Fakwemu, Sebio, we boom rasso, Sebio, the Chief Justice no Odino, and Nisia Manatinaho. Into constitutional President, Sir President, so Endim Rano, so now Fanensa, and Yade, and Shakratase. Into the law is the law. Into Emrano, so what kind Ghana Constitution na say Sebio. On pese obi begina baby atu mfuturegu eni a okay constitution say neka constitutional enamede atoso no chapter 11 the judiciary okay 146 article 9 say na kire removal of Chief Justice of Superior Courts and chairman of regional tribunals. Now oko article 9 ene wa ase no say na constitution eka or say the president shall in each case act in accordance with the recommendation of the committee. Inti Bronika Bibi says shala eyense. Inti committee need the recommendation the president no na on to me bibia constitutional esseno. Anything a constitution say shall. Constitutional anchor say might, should think, or might, or the president one man or any other room for him to even take another decision. The constitutional essay president say the president shall a command. The constitution instructed the president to do that. So president in the fairly say recommendation na committee need the brand no. So when this wa sa constitution now so to be jina so me two president no. Enti so be jina be say President Mahama ene two upon Madam Torkonoo obwa a constitution na wedi constitution embra so after committee no edi recommendation beto no na so. Enti education no ena be abro no. Enti ende no say can ye pa the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana today and na upon Madam Torkonoo efri ni office. Now at the end of the day, what happened, it's sad. It's sad because Madam Torkonoo will be a wisuamra. She should know better. She should know, say, to be the Chief Justice of Ghana, no matter the babato table, Subiano, you need to, at the end of the day, do your job diligently. She has served this country, and I know Sedo Kutakumapa, and an episode of a judiciary. So, along the way, there might be a few things that Odin Huko frame wa and the ama enimguasie we abeto eye Madam Torkonoo. I wish her well, and I know majority of Ghanaians we wish her well. Me bigger than the constitution. The president of the land, John Dramani Mahama Kurano, on Sunchen constitution, and internet and the constitution shared say onye side we per the recommendation by no when to me anka say me President Mahama menye and internet President Mahama constitution share no. And at this point, the law is the law. At this point, the law is the law. And as we all can see, Madam Torkonoo, from the beginning, I think so, our close friends or family, they were advising her to be a judge and not to be a politician. And I know, say, along the way, people make mistakes. Some people, they sit back, they reflect on things, and then they change their ways. But along the way, you say Madam Torkonoo wasn't ready to maybe change her ways. Maybe she saw herself too perfect. But Ghana as a nation, your Bible no air constitution. So ukotia constitution na and so ukotia your Bible and emrano air constitution commandment na woman and then a Ghana ye bedi so. Into technically John Mahama or a Ghana soft opinion. Bible no any constitution. The Bible ne bekano and then also soft opinion sebio odiso na yenen sorry ba no so yediso. And they say yen sorry ayeko nyina. Nipa odi asori denim no soft opinion no ono ena sebio asori no bibia hye nsa enti asori no Bible no rebeka no ene na soft opinion no ejina so na yedi to anamo enti I wish her well. There's nothing anybody can do. She knows why she is where she is. Amanfo 24. She went in there. I think the motive ebi odikoye Chief Justice no from the beginning we thought to say be na clear, but along the way her actions prove say her motive wasn't clear. And I want to send this message out there. There are some people out there who are trying to make it look like say, and the Ghana some people in Ghana, some boom raswa, we don't have the right to punish them. You see, Semetis Obiti radio TV so make argument to be say why we have stabbed the judiciary in the back, and in the history of the Republic of Ghana, a Chief Justice has been changed. There are rules and regulations that a jumebia hobain. Senka Madam Torkonoo, the jumadia odie as the Chief Justice, Senka odi mrano soa, anka no matter the allegations that no sono, anka they will not get an iota of evidence to prove it. But because Madam Torkonoo endi mrano sunintina, and she finds herself where she is today. And to those people making that argument to say, John Mahama and Abodi Timupo and at the NDC, they have a plan, they came to kick out Madam Torkonoo. And in fact, I have seen some people make that argument for Bawumia and the MPP. MPP for argument and say, right now there, some way we are politically motivated, and that say Madam Torkonoo if in the position NPP ba power, yes, we be changing a Chief Justice. In fact, I want to tell people like Kofi Bento and in the group now, Bawumia ideas, and the MPP as a political party. We want you people to use that as your political message, as a campaign message. Say, because Madam Torkonoo sebio emra ebo de dwuma ho ban a wendi so a emra no constitution no atwe na so no se eno na mo begina so aka se mo pe power inti power na mo pe no is just to come to power and change whoever is the chief justice now. We want you to use that as your campaign message. In fact, we want Bawumia to mount stage, Canada, Japan. We want your government, your party, the MPP as a political party. We want you to officially have a press conference. Now, Monkancha Ghana for said, because Madam Torkonoo went against the law and the constitution showed us what to do, no, and into moon is say, most of the person about power, not Chief Justice be a mabatun be ambe, no, your person money official, more money clear. We want that to be your message. We want the MPP to come out and say, because Madam Torkonoo, at the end of the day, no, the constitution, it has been stated in the constitution clearly. So, would the Bonnet, na say Yebusa was some near to Tuano, na recommendation ba, I was a true to us near to us, and into Montiasia, na mo agenda, you know, say, Mosumo beba power, never be a chief justice be. I mean, I don't care, but I want you people to make that statement official. Kofi Bento, any the likes now of the MPP in the name of we are intellectuals, dumb intellectuals. No, I want you people to advise Bawumia Kennedy Japan, Brady Champon. I want the MPP as a political party to have a press conference. No one can check Ghana for say, you see about to me, you see about power. Now you see about power, you be change chief justice. No, if you say you change your chief justice, no, you somebody have a campaign message. No one is above the law in Ghana. If tomorrow somebody feels to say the president of the republic, the president should be impeached. And I'm a can here, and I'm not going to mince anything here. So Obi Philisa President Mahama ye bibia, and he say, oh yeah, now oh yeah, president, not constitutional, am I to impeach the president? You know, there are so many processes anyone can go through and impeach the president. And if you feel the president has done something, whatever happened that Emma Madam Torkonoo every office, no, the president did not even follow due process. You have the right to impeach the president. And he said, campaign message say, because Madam Torkonoo constitutional ashaye said Jumedi be odi and we ye and that she should be kicked out, and that you are going to use that as your political message, your campaign message in opposition. Say yes, you say about power. Now you about power, you about the chief justice be or me person we an official. Mon fan come campaign message home. You person we press conference from Ochina. Now mon can't Ghana for you say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Brian Champon, NPP as a political party. No, yes, you say about power. Near be change chief justice. Now we here send a Ghana for. We will take the message. We are for. You are foolish people. At this point, you know, I want to ask, Ghana near, you know, a better than Mraya Juma. Because if Madam Torkonoo is too exceptional to go through the process, who should go through the process? Those making an argument to say Madam Torkonoo was not supposed to be questioned. She wasn't supposed to be queried. People were not supposed to question her on her behavior. Position here, if Torkonoo is above the law, who should be below the law? And I keep hearing some people also making some argument to say, some laws are supposed to be put in place to protect chief justices. No law should be put in place. The law that is there should be there. Why should we put some different law to protect some people? If you are chosen as the Chief Justice of Ghana, it is your responsibility to abide by the rules and regulations that governs or that guides your job. We are not supposed to create any new law to shield the Chief Justice that, Chief Justice is so easy. It will not be easy. If you're a Chief Justice who is not corrupt, who is not misbehaving, who is not going against the law, we don't need any exceptional law to protect you. Because that Emrano, so we didn't cry Emrano and to show. Unless say you went against the law, and Abeka say you need some special law to protect you. The Chief Justice Office and other tribunal offices and some positions, we don't need to create new laws to protect anything. Imagine say and John Mahama, the government today, Abba Bontini said they want to create a new law to protect the government, the president. Are you going to agree? So that it will be difficult for John Mahama or the president or your BBI to be for Sankano. Are you going to be happy? So why should we create some special law to protect the Chief Justice? There are laws already. Unless you don't believe in the laws that we are applying today. It is only a criminal who have a problem with the laws today that is governing or guiding every Chief Justice or the judiciary. Inti, mo making that argument, mo ya kronfo. All those people making those arguments say, you know something, now it is so easy to kick the Chief Justice off. Is Torkonoo the only Chief Justice of Ghana? Is Torkonoo the only person already Chief Justice of Ghana? Or is Torkonoo the only person the Constitution, we have gone through the process to, at the end of the day, take her out of the office? Charlotte will say, the position wasn't the same as Chief Justice. At the end of the day, there was a precedent. Charlotte Osei went through the same process. She was kicked out of office. Why didn't we create a special law for the EC boss? Nobody can kick the EC boss out. What you people are trying to say, then they say, now, no, I'm on for the bonnet, but you special laws to protect some people. We don't need it. If today, whoever becomes the Chief Justice of Ghana, and Brother O'Hara will say, we don't have to enact new laws to protect anybody. We don't need to give anybody special protection. The people or whoever is in that capacity or in that seat, they need to abide by the laws that is governing their office. Actually, in the Korea team, no, in the so obi asaboba na atwe to akonwa na create new law to protect that seat. Say ne beya obi fufuro be showa no abaya tyrant no abaya god na yentumi mpam sa nipa na. And then every single place sector bia no say your petition here you obi a or say create some new law about protect this office no. Say ne beya it will not be easy to get rid of the person. It wasn't easy getting rid of Torkonoo. Torkonoo went through the process. If Torkonoo did not respect the process, she wouldn't have showed up in front of the committee. She showed up, she answered every single question. If Torkonoo did not respect the committee and the powers of the committee, she would have stayed home. Onim se emra ho ntina okotina committee nanim. Torkonoo nim se emra ho no, or respect emra no, ntina okotina omonim, nanka ombumra na adentina wantina fie. So we don't need any new law. We don't need any new bullshit in Ghana. All that we need to do is the people we are giving the positions to, they need to do the right thing. They need to understand. Ejuma na omo ye no, sa ejuma no nyome bi anisa wo ye. Inti debia no ende obi di nkwasiasem na constitution no for process ni yi na wo say yanko create another law being protecting office no because it has become so easy to get rid of somebody. No. Torkonoo knows what is wrong and what is right. They are not all ye no onim say ebi ya boni ana onim. Onim say na ebi ya den. Onim say ebi ye boni a onim, ebi so ye papa onim. This process started under Akufo-Addo. Her removal process started under Akufo-Addo. So why are you people making it look like say a NDC government came and they created a system to get rid of Torkonoo? Torkonoo's removal process started under Akufo-Addo. Why today? Foolish men like Kofi Benton, the last guy, Akwatia, for MPP surrogates, they are making it look like say the judiciary cannot be touched. If you're a Chief Justice, you are the Lord of the Rings, so you cannot be touched, and that we should create some new law for a Chief Justice. We will not create any fucking law for anybody. Work within the laws. Stay within the laws. The law is the law. We are not supposed to waste time on unnecessary things. In Tiesiano, we are trying to build a nation whereby some people will be untouchable. We will create some laws for some people. In Tiesiano, nyasa position ko sha. That's what kunipa or because then it becomes difficult for us to, at the end of the day, remove the person from there. And then kwasia logic no. What kind of stupid law na muko Tiesiano? And these fools will be sitting on TV and then trying to sound like they are intelligent. Now, every single day, if we have to create a different law to protect somebody because somebody was kicked out from that officer, are we going to get people moving from offices to other office? Torkonoo, I respect her, but she deserved this because she went through the process. Nana the Dankwe Akufo-Addo process where yedi Torkonoo no, and you started don't get it twisted. It is all per party almost started Torkonoo's removal process. It is the NPP. I'm on TV so any radio so they don't tell you Ghana for say sa petition started under Akufo-Addo. They don't tell you. Sa process where the Madam Torkonoo constitution no. Akufo-Addo na started you. Enya John Mahama administration started here. MPP na started here. So let's talk to the MPP. Let them understand. Let Ghanaians understand say MPP for no me a true for kind of credit. Udru baby I catch up say Nana do Dankwe Akufo-Addo. Team, what is this? Yeah, we already talked about it. So it is clear. The president based his decision on Article 1469 of the 1992 Constitution. Case closed. The law is the law. Let's move on. Now, a year nakok for a day announcement to be aba. It's 9:41. Nakok for say, deal directly with us. Beware of fake cannabis license brokers. Now, the announcement I bet to say ope a year cannabis your friend wheat sebio ebi mo Ghana and I say Ghana mbrano your onkophobia omo a year den prescription omutumi yetumi tromo omo koji a year den eduru a wi wom ana weed wom se ne bia person free bia. Now yawo dipakuo bi so Ghana sa a year mbrano omo bu mbrano so na omo fa echire ede ton a year indro sebio weed wom omo de ton indubone fra. And the nakokofo catch Ghana for say Ghana yashemra so obi pe edro edien and I say obi ton a year weed sa weed ye ton weedy and the Ghana mremu no your license aye de ton enti se o percent wo ye we for Ghana na wo ton a obetuma kɔ nakokofo ho na o catch them say ye fra me kwame amoako me pese me ye we fuo na sebio me ye na wo mmra kwan so na me twa na me ton ne won bra kwan so na kokofo say wo betumi aba ene o bekasa na ye won kofo bi a omonam system ni mu a ye ma omo certificate say omo mfa nya wiefuo omo mfa ndo eye wheat ena sebio omo afa kwiti kwan so a omo de fake license bi nam system ni mu say ya ma omo ekwan say omo nnua eye den weed no na sebio aban ede ne nsa hya ase ende me no ka say unse obi ye weed fuo na o catch us say aban ama ne license a also making sure say license na ekuta no legit also ukọ nakokfo ho na ukọ check say ya man legitimate license say on fendua weed o Ghana na ontwa e wo mra kwan so sebio sa weed na sebio emrama enkofo bi hu kwan say omunya den omunnua no muntwa no aban ahwehwem e make sure say sa weed na yedua no omudua no kwan paso na sebio omo nsanfa weed no emfa baby enkosei ni pebi indi say won say obi ye weed fu a ana obi ye weed fu a also make sure say license bia ekuta no also woni ni deal a make sure say the license no legit enye fake weed license if you say your nipa bebre Ghana weed na omo tonton man kofo no sebio omo hye krata bon ye chi no omo kache Ghana for say media makoje na kokofo license a mede edua weed ye oage license a make sure say oni sadi pa ne be ye adwuma ma konakok na omo check say license no legit license a sebio ya bind the man nipa no because wanye sa na oni obi a okuta fake license ekodi dwuma na aban chew na ochi nipa na oso okuta fake license a odidua weed na woni sa nipa nyina mo beko efiase enti na kokofo de to de to inframem because and the weed no your medical one and your friend medical marijuana and no a weed afa abef computer ma ye di indro kakra fra nipa bi efa obo ha omo ti arabia sebio omo edro bi omo fa ye di weed kakra som eno ne boa omo ebi so omo yare nkitinkiti bi a enti Ghana aban no and ekufo ado no ene ye share samra no nipa bi epeso omo abuse mra no enti sa owo mantem baby owo constituency region bi na sa obi say wakoje license a odidia weeda na opeso ni di insawoso adwuma make sure say sa nipa ne license no wo de akọ nakok na nakokfo a check say license ne legit ansa na nipa no edi insawoso sa wanye sa na sa nakokfo chew sa wo to anasa oton amawa wo ne sa nipa ni nyina mo bekom infie bebre enti we announcement a ye pese Ghana fo nyina ehu Ghana so wunima emrama wo kwan se obeje license edua weed e wo kwan paso aban ebehu de wo ye enti mo pese boko into weed farming no mo wo de ye wo mra obetume di so ye wo license a obetume age enti so pese o ye se adwuma na emra wo ho license wo ho fa kwan paso na koje license na fa di sa adwuma no na jai kokwasa na mo hye edien iwuram na modua weed 1 acre mo wia na ma park na mo de sika mu na ya kye mo border na da bia de mo gina TV so no mo betumi akọ akọje license na modua weed na legally Sa wo pesa wo export weed na aban won krata wo betuma ye ene de oba asase no 50 acre wo betuma dua weed ni 50 acre aban ani wo ho ye monitor on ma nipa bi metwa bi fa nkoya nyoma bi uwia na se wo pesa wo koton kwa abrochiri a aban beboa wo emwo ton e de sa weed no wo hia license fake license was system nim de wo nipa bi a omo license no e fake enye aban ene de mo ansa na aban be license no aban be hwe nyoma bebre ansa na watam license ama wo say sebio asimesi ya ma license a wo de ko de wo dua weed. Now enyumbre another breaking news about from the Jubilee House, and this is coming from the President of the Republic, President office, and news in say na manfo bi ebusebusa say Madam Torkonoo sesi a asem na aba out actually say sebio ontumi enkare ne ho say ono na ye Chief Justice no obetumi aye judge ana obetumi back akoye the judge Ghana Supreme Court ana a normal judge Supreme Court judge ana. And Jubilee House the anu ye aba ama president asade nsa ahye krata fofrase sa krata no enie. This is coming from the presidency, Republic of Ghana. Now therefore know ye all men. Hey, you do Bible. Now therefore know ye all men that I, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, in pursuance of the said Article 1469, do hereby remove the said Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Torkonoo, from the office of Chief Justice and Justice of the Supreme Court with immediate effect from the date hereof. In witness hereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the presidential seal to be fixed at Accra this 1st of September 2025. Signed, John Dramani Mahama. Now, krata ni nyina de aka nyina ne say, and President Mahama enyumbre wasade nsa ahye krata for France. O say, eye Madam Torkonoo constitution no, I find in say sebio wa misbehave we ni imraso ama sebio yi na to akunwa no. President Mahama say constitution no esa hye no ema ne pamo Torkonoo free Supreme Court kura onko fie. Krata na mekaye no. The president anope krata o de ba bontene ne say Madam Torkonoo committee ni tenase no omo recommendation a omo de ma say constitution say ongina so na yenyi Madam Torkonoo emfree akonwa no say Chief Justice of Ghana no sa eye emra no wasan ase ema Madam Torkonoo ende yeyi ne to akonwa say onye Chief Justice biem na de also de pie so ne say Madam Torkonoo onye Chief Justice and onsanye judge. Inti ya pamono as a Chief Justice and ya sa pamono as a judge. Inti siano or kwakoye MPP Women's Organizer job ofie. Osono mame. Inti osono mame and the onye judge or Ghana. Ono onye Chief Justice. And ono so onye judge. Inti osono mame or your housewife. Inti president no Atra krata eden nsa hyase atra Ghana fo nyina say Madam Torkonoo ntumi nyina beebia wo Ghana nka nkyere obia so ye judge ya pam no every judiciary nim ya pam ne to ye twa ne su ya pra ne chi ya de bolaka edi ne chi ema ye de ebinika esu di ne chi ma ya pra ne chi akodu ekuru no etifi ema ya kanesi wurem ye twa ne su ontumi nka say o Chief Justice and ultimately so engineer baby anka say obi en refer no as the as a Madam Judge onye judge ya pamono inti GTEC for ochina release statement to say Madam Torkonoo cannot carry herself anywhere in Ghana as a former judge. She has been sacked. GTEC for inti President Mahama said opese etu GTEC for no Mr. Jinapona wakotua 300,000 education office to some people so that he could keep his position at GTEC. I'll be coming to that story. That head of GTEC, he spent 300,000. The man in charge of GTEC, Jinapo, will cheer some people 300,000. Tetegana Scano 3 billion for him to keep his position at GTEC. But that is a matter that I'll come on. But what I want to tell GTEC and you bring in and say, Mr. President say, you people should write to Madam Torkonoo. Say she cannot carry herself in any capacity, say, or a judge. If you cry or fear, na obi besrano, no ka say, oh, Madam former judge cry, di pana tomra. Say, oh, sorry them, na ye daba, and say, ye Monday born, Tuesday born, Wednesday born, na Torkonoo sorry say, or kwakoto collection, na sorry for neka say, hey, Madam former judge, and no cry sorry na atomra, almost cry the betchu mason. Now, what Madam Torkonoo is doing is say, the president, the letter now, president, actually man in confidence, no, confidentiality, letter now, confidentiality, tariffs, no, and then Madam Torkonoo releasing letter about public, also beyond Kaibi. Oh, how frustrated and how childish this woman is. Letter now, presidency, extra command personally, for her to keep the president respecting her privacy, no. She has given the letter to MPP for MPP to release the letter, say, and the more release it. And it is clear. Torkonoo Araba cannot carry herself anywhere in Ghana, say, or a judge. So, bien and look at so a judge or see a didn't pabro. Into announcement is simple. John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, with Gina Constitution, so constitutional channel. It is instructing him. The Constitution has instructed the president to take this decision, and the instruction is now clear. Or say, Madam Torkonoo, from today she's no more the Chief Justice, and from today she's no more the Supreme Court judge. She is a housewife. So, baby, I'll address her, Mrs. Torkonoo. She is just a housewife. Or runkukum. Or bwani kunu momu ni eduane ni kunu ba na omo ye mpana also have na kunu also have send ye nyina ye no be me bia o ye be pepe me say me ne me yire na ye me bed yes me nja adwuma ni nyina ma me yire have me ma no we split it be o ma mienu me yire ye we na me so me ye we do things together. That is what their husband and wife does. Me yire ade na me hu so abra me mani jai na makoboa no me ya ade na mabra me yire ma me boa me ebe boa me. That is how husband and wife live. And then I matured marriage. Madam Torkonoo also they need to share responsibility. They need to share chores. They need to do things together. Slave. Oba hokafo. Also ni bibia bom. Enti John Mahama say Torkonoo nko fie no ne kunu nko che adwuma no. Ye jirem na the law is the law.
Simply, no decision that I have made in my role as Chief Justice or in my capacity as President of a panel of the Supreme Court has come from anything but a knowledge of law. No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law. And the only answer one can give to all the hand-waving is the legal answer.
Abusia enti Kevin Tailor ena yegusu ayeti no na answer na yebeto aso no. In fact, was sending message ediama Akwatia constituency nyamkopon ya adoma ene about watching chenchelenche Akwatia constituency by election no because no na mempese mekase bebre no yenti esa nsem no so what you say ensema Kevin Tailor odi atodwa enya sempeto. That is part 1. NET mame Gertrude Anabaseki Araba Torkonoo omo ayi ne firi honom as Chief Justice according to Embrano. The law is the law, but if I agree so Akwatia by election. In fact, and somehow can edit to edima omo and as a messenger Kevin SND edikomo yenti sanse ni meso so document betum na wa like na wa share na foforo nya biahwe yenti sanse ni bia koba ibeto aso edi ama papa
to no unim say waja dem die wanyam akwara hye woyem akwara hye woyem no wo je bribe wo je bribe akoto aba intu Akwatia na your oba time. Now him say oba hye woyem oba pa hye woyem oba so your oba ne hye yema owu a onse former chief of staff kokorowa tie and free more pare oba nse no na oyo oba so na onyim Akwatia na wakogya demudie se ochena obeto nkwase aba a oba ne nse kufuado Yesu dim oyo oba wa Akwatia ende na wonyim emma mo nyenyem Akwatia mo beto aba ochena mo akogya demudie se MPP wona makogi sika me koto aba e dia ma MPP e man kwase ade MPP be ye no masa atoa so a sa oyo ba tan na wa Akwatia mpotem na wagye sa sika ni bi wagye flag wagye t-shirt wagye omukonko yakopa bibia ma wo na sa wonyem akwara da wiyem oyo bema onse kufuado wo Yesu dimu akwara ba wono no onse kufuado tintin friend tintin yankopon fa mboni dua ne bema nyetia ne nsanye ntientia onye nipa boni ni asebio oduru nipa ma eye nko na ebekae no sa oyo oba so no show yema onse free mo pare onya kromfo nante nipa ase ne hu tie endi nsamhunu engina stage nhya pimpinis ensan kwasiasa wo ba no apempem nyetia ewo Yesu dimu it is oyo oba tai na wonyem ewo Akwatia so enyanse de jai menje bribe na me do all right mama yemfa djuma de ejije so Kevin Tailor azako fast for fraba blog is didi good evening to Wembley that is Coleman Robert Coleman in Ghana. Good evening to you. I really appreciate your support for this program. I really appreciate that. Robert Coleman, when it comes to anything that's got to do with AstroTurf in Ghana, solid one, it's Robert Coleman. If the government is owing Coleman, please pay Coleman. He needs money. The government of Ghana, Coleman, the Yema NPP are buying. Yema Ghana buying wasa ono de onya politics ono de aban bia ba na o mari dwuma beye it is NDC aban mo beto e ka bi se mo di Coleman ka mutua ne ka na Coleman hia ska ye dwuma Coleman so mutua o ka wi a wo be kom krom ayodo kwakoye ba ko ho no wasa akọ oboasema mo akoye ba ko bi ho inti campaign me ya me yetua o ka inti the Coleman so mo de o ka NDC government Mr. President, with all due respect, this is Kevin Tailor. I'm speaking for my friend. His name is Coleman. Ehiano esi ado di kapre ai always address kwa yentua de ka into all the contracts na and also mutiama Coleman na mudadadabontia the government should pay Coleman. You people should pay. He has done marvelous job for the country. Into you people should pay him. Coleman, are you here? You hear me? You hear? If they pay you and you forget you will hear me. We are doing homo after homo enti me person be bia homo bia wia na bo se me ma charge. All right, thank you very much. Now again na ekoso amente ya nipa bi ekeka nsem moma yemfa nhye so na yemfa Ghana nsem no Kevin Tailor. Hey, na say don't say me nya stubborn bi me just stubborn no. I say me win power na me bo Ghana ho ban e na me ka no credit me nya stubborn bi me just stubborn dem de kwan. Michiame na nanum nyina michiame papa Okakaben Ando nana Aidan Okakaben Ando the 10th oye Abra Sebu command Kese traditional area Paramount chief or michia menana otumfo osetutu nana chenchen hene ba ko Kevin Tailor wona na maba odi amame me da se nana chenchen hene odi atu bechi miensa oso nana no bi ejimi a mentia omo enti sebio mo a mo wa santimemu ene emu potemu a mu jimi no otumfo osetutu nana na me ne de hye ba ko no me Kevin Tailor chenchen hene ye wo santimemu be yamfantini mama me eso ye ahunani enso otumfo de hye ne me odome osese asantini ana ne de hye bi ejimi a me mame emfa entomago emfra me nchirechirem enti mo a mo ye otumfo nana no ma mu jimi no nana se wa ma green light no metiamo muso a moye doma hene nana michiaw enwumbrei oso yo hene kese a wadwiri mu do sebio enye easy so behu hene a sebio oye judge enti doma hene so michiaw enwumbrei one ukuro ene wo ma ene sebio oman de muso moye wo ho no so sebio Ghana yenyina yeni aso ewo Ghana seni asanteman ekekere ekoso ama doma hene ene doma man enso ekoso no saa de yenyina pese etena ewo Ghana mu obi a won expertise enti saa na de bia ye no yebusa question aye answer ne nja atemdidie questions ni kwa ne here answers atemdidie mfa yanko bebia. All right, mama yanjudwam na da be na mote dumso ba biem ai ana MPP for mure fi dumso this year no Ghana for MPP for say omonka dumso ho asem because MDC has solved our problem no it is here no omo change omo topic no omo de nam edam. Let me speak to the young people of Ghana. The young people of Ghana ma make we bin chiremo Omaina yechichere no. Let me tell you people, the reality is the government of the day, the expectations of the young people, ɛyɛ akoma bɔne a MPP ɛde hyɛ makoma mu ɛne Ghana fo nyinaa. We are all witnesses, or we were all witnesses. Let's be frank on issues. On a normal day, this is how governance is supposed to be. On a normal day, say dollar no, and a cedi no, and a dollar no what 12 are. Normal. On a normal day. On a normal day, say aban yebuni say ya, it is normal. Now for 8 years, no, NPP are buying any saa nkofo ya yehu omo ende Akwatia edit TV so ekeka nkwase asem no saa oyawa omode share mumu omode share Ghana fo mu saa pain, the disrespect for you Ghanaians, especially the young people, the disrespect for our show mu, the disregard for the rule of law and Bawumia Ekufuado Kennedy Japan. Yenim say saa trauma no, we are still in there. Now, it is so interesting, say, because for a very long time, no, majority of Ghanaians, we missed what we call governance, regular governance. For 8 years, no, we lived with a political party or with a president who was basically foolish. We lived with a vice president who was clueless. We lived with a political party that did not think. Everything was about them and the next election. It drew some time to be a majority of Ghanaians, you know, that yaw any pain, you know, it made us believe, say, and I say, say, there was no way Ghana would be back to a yet normal, or we can reset Ghana to the point where things will be normal again, where you meet a businessman who will talk to you regularly and say, you know something, business is doing okay. A little bit of, you know, ups and downs, but we are generally good. Now, when you say businessmen can meet and have that kind of conversation. Now, young people are more juma, more pay juma, more person are buying crano. Extra say at least say on create opportunity in your that respect, you know, a buying no will be mamono. You miss that into for 8 years. So now could be 14 years plus 8, you know. You can see say akorano for 8 good years, you know, what's a year system be more a system, it is going to be difficult for that young man to adapt to this kind of system. The kind of system now, a year Bawumiani Ekufuadomo Edie Femono. So many Ghanaians have become used to it to the point when they see things change positively, it is difficult for them to adapt to that kind of system because we were living in time we are not be normal, so we became immune to those kind of things. Obesorano pa na obie diska billions of cedis. It was no news. Obesorano pa na president akofa drug addict. Not that Bejina Jubilee House. No about music video. It was no news again. Like the respect that was attached to governance was taken away. That was the time we saw family and friends take over governance. Ejako Betina TV so kachire say Gabi Ochredako was in charge of Ameri. So it got to a point, sorry. Now, Yeni Ghana for no crowd, we didn't even we could not differentiate between governance and tyranny or people taking advantage of us. For 8 years, we lived with such people. Appointees were doing their own things. A whole government sanctioned or endorsed illegal mining in Ghana, whereby regional chairman of political party said chairman to me, national women organizer, Edisa Kate Jemfua, we got party faithfuls, executives, Nana Bimo, and people who were in party positions doing galamsey openly. In fact, a sector minister wrote a whole report and told the president, take action. The president actually threw it away. We lived through this movement. At a point, Ayawaso West Wagon, Brian Champon, the NPP, they sent thugs. Obu Bunipai Botuo, daylight, cameras. It was picked. We all witnessed it. A commission was put together. Ekufuado took the white paper. He threw it away. We lived through a time. Everything was negative. So we were used to negativity. We didn't understand good governance. We didn't understand, say, a time will come. You bet Martina Ghana for a month, 2, 3. Now, yenya scandal. Obian tamaban siken. You get what I mean? we have gotten to that point where the expectations say it is now getting to a point where you say in this 8 months it's been so good. We are now beginning to feel like this government has been in power for 4 years. And that is where we are as a people. And anytime you see a lot of agitations, and anytime you hear a lot of people trying to say something should happen because they are used to things. They are used to when nothing was happening. So now, when nothing is happening, then people forced to make something happen. Adentina wensi ye, adentina yenchi will be, adentina binding guye, adentina dollar number form, adentina petro bonya din kodru point to be, adentina. You see, so in the system, there are some people who are always anticipating bad news because for 8 years they have lived through that. Into almost system is used to those kind of things. You best no panaba umi chantro. You best no paba umi the economy is resolute. Can Japan and a no mo swaka contract, air light poles, DN street light, all my yet brand the champon, no for criminal, so botu. So we were used to those things. Now for about 8 months or getting to 9 months, those things are not there. Into new governance in the class. It is something that is beginning to become difficult for us to adapt. It will take time. It will take time for us to adapt, to know, say, there is a president who respects the people's opinion. And then and then the biggest problem in Ghana. And then the biggest problem in Ghana. And then obi to be sorry, no, because the reason why I talk about when you're is say that person is looking for something negative so that they could, at the end of the day, use that and say that is how governments are. And they say regular. What's sorry now? Oh, at the boneno in their head, they are like the government is not performing because we are used to government that is always stealing from us, that is always disrespecting us, that is always not delivering, but always lies about delivering. And until you get some people, they don't really know. Some guys are buying they cannot pinpoint exactly what this government has not done. Right? You can't blame them because our system be more check. For 8 years, they are used to bad governance. They've lived through bad governance to the point they are struggling to adapt to this kind of governance, which is regular governance. So I'm also take a step back and look at what is happening now. This is what regular governance is supposed to be. Your dollar is around 11, 12. Regular governance. Normal. That's how it's supposed to be. Your dollar is at 12. It comes to 10. It goes to 11. It goes to 12. It comes to 10. You see, but at a point, the dollar was at 17. And this will be surrounded upon us, the dollar in this 17 on Tiasie. Then they start to ask questions. And then because now they are used to the old style, the old deceit. Until you get a lot of people who are trying to make it look like say Bibian Kososo Nyome Kosupa. The NPP as a political party in opposition, they have not been able to point to one or two things. Omoka say Mahama and Omaka say Mahama abai we aya worse than Omo. They can't. They can't because everything about them, nobody in the history of Ghana politics again can break the bad record of the NPP. Nobody, no party. It is under all the NPP need but not TV so, and now the NPP in opposition. Now we saw say again abai we yeah. O pacha say NPP yeah papa cha abai we. Recently, Omakofa hospitals time be abegu internet so adan when you know they could to see but when they were in power, when you ask them they could the hospital, Omaka say nobody answers because they think say they are in opposition, they don't have any job to do. And the Omuti TV so they cannot tell you say unemployment rate Ekufuado na better than Mahama. They can't say it. They can't tell you inflation Ekufuado Bawumia 8 years it was better than Mahama. They cannot say it. Omuti can't say what I don't even know nothing. And they are forcing some people to believe, say, bad governance is normal governance. It is not. This is new governance, and this is normal governance. And in normal governance, things run naturally. People don't make things up. People don't lie about things. People in power, all that they do every time, normal governance, things run the normal way. And see, when there's a case in court, when Attorney General is basically following a case or trying to prosecute, it runs its natural course. But you see, when the MPP were in power, Godfrey Dame at a point said because of political persecution, some cases were going to run 24/7. That is how they did things because they wanted politically. It was only under Akufo-Addo Aban and Attorney General Otumika say this particular person, I'm going to make sure you better send the case. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because that was a corrupt regime. Nothing was natural. In the end, if the Attorney General of Ghana tries to run things naturally without pushing people, without trying to force the system on people or persecuting people, then we tend to see, things are not done right. Because nowhere in this world, I'm not holding brief for the Attorney General or anybody in government, but I am yet to hear somebody come out with the fact to say there was a change in government and within 3 months, government officials, past administration were jailed. You can't. In law, it does not work like that. And the majority of us, right now, we are anticipating too much because of Akufo-Addo and MPP. They can only talk about breaking their own record, which is worse. On a normal day, during normal governance, what is happening right now is what normal governance is. We are not used to it. We are now trying to adapt. People will be prosecuted. It's a fact. People will go to jail. It's a fact. But the issue is, maybe it is not the pace you are expecting it to go. Because once upon a time, there was an Attorney General who will come and tell you, say, Sanipa will be in Penasem, Sanipa will be president in Penasem, in Tidebia court, when he knew for a fact that it was not right. And nobody was stopping Godfrey Dame from going through the process in its natural order to make sure the law works. But you see, because it wasn't natural or natural governance or real governance, or normal governance, everything was done in a certain way. In the end, Amagana Phobi say, I didn't Attorney General way on to me Franco phone in court every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It does not work like that. That is not how governance works. And I'm doing this because I am beginning to see, say, the MPP, they have no message. And some people in the media space, they are creating that impression because they know Ghanaians are still angry with the NPP. Ghanaians would never, no reasonable, rational Ghanaian will walk to the ballot and say, sir, I've missed MPP so much. My MPP dodo. Ma fi Bawumia, ma fi Akufo-Addo, Gabi Ochredakon, ma fi Bedietuo, ma fi Chairman Wuntumimo, ma Omon Samra, Mbeye Den. You see, no rational being, Nipebi and Adriye Jumebia will never. And they know that real Ghanaians will never go back to the NPP. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to infuse bad governance in the heads of the people for them to think, say, what is happening today, which is the normal way of governance, it is wrong. They are basically like, Argentina Attorney General and prosecutor will be in 8 months and jail somebody in 8 months. Other than 9 people are not being put in jail. It does not work like that. I am for people who support that the Attorney General should put people who have gone against the law, the past government, put them before the courts and make sure they end up in jail. But I'm also with a group of people who want the right thing to be done. I don't want it to look like, say, power assistantee. I will say you boom raso and you will be too fiase. Without, when you do that, you are giving too much relevance or too much room to people who want to basically compare NPP and put them on the same scale. And put them on what? On the same scale. I think, say, we as a people, we should take a little break. We should step back and ask ourselves. You see, I say governance because it's normal, and we are not used to it. So we need to take our time. We need to relax. It looks like right now we are too angry. We are still angry with these NPP people. And I know majority of you guys, when you see them on TV, then you get angry because that is how. But you see, when you have a president, a government that wants things to be done the right way, you might think that the government is weak. It is not. The government is basically doing what is normal. When you take some steps back, now call back to Kufuor time. The same thing that happened during Akufo-Addo's time, it happened during Kufuor's time. Chikata. You saw the way Kufuor abused the office, the way Kufuor found a way to suppress the law, to to make sure say it favors his regime. Inti Chikata went to court. As when he sang Katikata Krako P jail, no, within a short space, he made sure Onyajajbi to put him in jail. That is what MPP they believe in. They believe say when they get power, they have to suppress people. They have to basically use the power against the same people who gave them the power. And don't say for free power. At Tamils by Mahama first, you could see say there was nothing like that. People were being you saw persecution. Let me tell you, when you steal, when you're a government official, and obo krono, and obo omaya, the law needs to deal with you. But we need to also understand say ochina unhunipa obejina ede imradenim into when you want to apply the law, it should be applied properly. You need to apply it in a proper way. Senebeya unya that ede unya that results now. It will be fair, clear, and clean. Enti what we are witnessing today, no, Sadia na is past 8 years, no, the Komuno, and then I'm a Ghana for Ebi Adrian say this government is moving too slow. Mr. President is moving slow. Attorney General's office is not doing anything. Because once in a while, once upon a time, we had a crazy Attorney General in the name of Godfrey Dame who was basically fooling around. He was persecuting people for no reason. And this is a new Attorney General who has different ideas and wants to work within the remit of the law. I believe that he's been a little slow, but he cannot also overstep his boundaries. He cannot also abuse people's rights. He needs to stay within the law and make sure the law is effective. So I believe the NPP and some journalists any NPB, the so-called intellectuals are trying to create the impression say Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia kind of governance, we should all adapt that kind of governance. We have to be very careful. Ghana nibi onim nyansa. Right now, as I speak to you, no Ghanaian, no businessman, no tertiary institution student, no teacher, no nurse, no military officer, no police officer, no security agency personnel, no right-thinking exporter or importer, no businessman will get up and say, I want to bring the NPP back. On what basis? I have missed the NPP. In 4 years, I will bring the NPP back. No intelligent, honest person will do that. And they know. And they know. That is why they are making it look like, say, you know what you people are experiencing today, we are going to distract you. We need to be focused as a people. We need to be very focused. We cannot just use hearsay to run a country. No, you need facts. You need to base everything on facts. As much as the government might be moving slow in some sectors, the government is really doing well. The government is really delivering. It's always important every time we sit and we try to talk about Ghana, we try to look at things around us. These are things that we have to pay attention to. Kevin Tailor NDC ni. Now we shop, now we Juma, now we importer, now we exporter. Wagaza tenasi, nefre 10 of your workers. Nebusa almost say for the past 8 months, any 8 years ago, Omar Junior almost saying you will get the clear picture of what is going on. So, Mama Yamani Pebi and Adaye. This government will deliver. What these people want the Attorney General and some agencies to do, they say they want the Attorney General to rush things, make mistakes, and they will turn around and tell you it's political persecution. I support the group Omokacha Attorney General say he's been a little slow. But I'm also very cautious because when it comes to political prosecutions, you need to be tactical, you need to be factual. If you follow what the people say, you will end up soiling the credibility and reputation of the government because the goodwill of the government to make sure they will pay for that boneno. It will turn out to be something bad. It will turn out to be persecution. Then that trust the people have in you, it will be missing. I believe we all need to slow down a little bit as a nation. trauma na FM ni yenyan frimu. It is still there a little bit. And the offer businessman akachen the last 8 years no dia na ufe mu na kuma die ma and the offer a nurse ni na kan say last 8 years a day jana ufe ma na die ma and the offer police ni na die ma and the offer teacher na die ma and the offer guard ni na odidwa say 8 years compared to now na die ma if we say on person be call back to that again. And offer ahemfo now no share kukuam now no din komo about what they went through 8 years ago, even at the National House of Chiefs. They don't want to visit that again. So Ghanaians don't want to go back to that. Ghanaians, we have sworn not to go back to these people from the NPP because they are a dangerous group of people. They don't care about Ghana for and no tina mewaha and no tina people like us, myself, in Koto, Free Mind, any Ransford Cable Achimo. That is why platforms are say right thinking, progressive platforms no because we are here to guide you, to let you understand. Say what you are seeing today in Ghana is normal governance. This is what normal governance. This is how it looks like. When you go to the Jubilee House or Flagstaff House, you will not see the president and his daughter and his wife and his 25 or 55 family members there. No, that is normal governance. When you look into the government or look in the government, you will not see the president, his 55 family members taking positions. That wasn't governance. This is governance because that is what you are experiencing now. We are basically we are overhauling our system. It is not going to be easy. We are overhauling our system. Now remember, in Conforto Mudia Bone for the past 8 years, they are still with us. And they are not ashamed of their actions. And they are still looking for space to come back to do us more harm. And so we need to be cautious. We need to be careful the way we look at things now. Every businessman in Ghana today will tell you, I am doing okay. Every single businessman, unless some kind of create. So ura eye Bantama market, ura eye Kejetia, ura even Asantimema MPP say almost strongholder. 90% of A24 are doing better. They know. Ebi abwa payo eno mo person can say and they are party free power. But if they are going to be honest, they are going to look in your face and tell you and show you their books. 8 years ago or 9 months ago, and in that you see that their books are better. And see, let us not allow these same people who put us through that trauma. Masa, it will point to be now Kodana Joana Yomushisho and the Ekufuado Bawumia and the MPP. It will point to be a businessman now to shop now Kofia. I dare Bechana Yomushisho because only baby a prize ribedu. It will point to be Sebi Wasa Sekrana, Wankasa Wasasana, I dare Bechina unim na Samira Bawumia or in the bush for my Jawasasi one crime. So we are here wa in Kramemu. Adiabechi Okodakwana Wusro because Stuland, a whole government came in and they started taking Stuland. At a point, military forces, the government was taking it and giving it to a MPP for. So people have gone through a lot. People have gone through a trauma, a lot. Masa, so we are Ghana in there, na DDEP, a big kawa, Odawa, now MPP, now you must show. That is the trauma Ghanaians went through. We are pensioner. Now Kaisa were down for pensioner be now in the year Juma because of DDEP or the buyer or Nuwa on the out one you must show because the one and the person born buying and to be mentioned NPP now you must show. The NPP is dangerous. And you see, there you say Bonio Modiano, they still don't care. They want us to believe, say, your problem is saying, and they are spitting in our faces every day. And every time they get the opportunity, they don't even feel so unbepayacho. They just insult. They just, you see, they feel say, yeah, Jimmy. And that's what I keep saying every day. Masa, today, businessmen, omudao, and the pensioner for dao, and the young people of Oboko University, omudao, and the senior high school kwara, right before elections, na me be phone lines now trauma and kwara film she nkwara omuwu here because of bad food and the Bawumia ne Kufuado and the MPP and omudi senior high school and the nkwara no today when you go to the schools things are not 100% but you don't see the kids going through this trauma. At least they are being fed as human beings, and this is something we don't have to go back to. Me assure so many of you, so many people watching me tonight. Oti MPP. Now I require MPP best have a power. Now you must show. Yeah. Now we crash show. Because MPP ba power be mwana mo na esaba eye ba omia the same Nana B, same Samia Wuku, the same Gabi Ochidakon, the same Ekufuado, the same Bumpty, the same Chema Untimi, Nipa Fufrobian Fribian Baye, the same sticker, the same Kennedy Japan, not the Nipa TV who say, where the Munko BB, the same people. The NPP that put us through this shit are the same people today we are dealing with. And there's no new NPP be free baby airbow. These are the same people we lived with. These people, and they have not changed.
Enti nsem no Kevin aproso e de egu honum no. What you say nsem de in fact waka bi de egu honum papa. Yes, nsem de waka bi e de egu honum. But one thing I mega meet me aka any say. One thing I mega meet me aka any say. Akwatia foi ene eye moda. Nyankopon aye madom. Nyankopon aye madom. Menka se sebi papa ni wuye no eye mede. Ghana ha ye wo na se African setting no. Na se Africa setting no. Se obi ewu a se ye papa o, se ye boni o, se ye den o. The timika eni se Nyankopon e na ato ne nsa afre no. Nti me kasa nsem we Nyankopon aye kwatiafo adom amasa be owura yawo kumi enest kumi eni ho ai ne masenye akwanya foforo se mu koto aba na mesra mu se akwanya we mu be utilize no anaso broni be kan mu be utilize no anaya kasa be kasa mu be mana ye ade papa amamo brabo na mu be chusu NDC candidate no owura Bernard Bediakon lawyer na watimi aiden abesi akwatiafo manam na wodi mpuntuo ani sebi eniema ehia edema constituency no wodi abesomwo na monso matimi agina manan so as a constituency na say hospital se nsuo se enyinam kanea o se akwanyo se die hia bia no omonso betimi anaso begina manam na watimi aiden edi aba abesomwo na monso matimi ehu se mo ye sebi nipa amonso mo wo esienamfo anase sienemu ewo Ghana aban anase NDC aban mu anase Parliament of Ghana na enkoyeze mo beto awamu abamu bi na onko sinenim enko lobby ina okwa yimfi no anaso kakura mpa na no endurudwam. What I say, but yena na Akufo-Addo actually bibi se uwo oppositional. Any kwan say about to be about by election, especially by election ba mutumo opposition party no. I was a mutuma the ruling party na aban ewom party na ojina mu a oye den obu oman no. Ono ene wose mu yeden mutu abano edemano na otimi development odi puntu juma ebramo tekotiafo ene eyemoda on the 2nd of September 2025 in the Lord of Almighty munko chire mo handwen na muntu aba emfama de wose mutuma no hanum your number 1 authentic platform negative mesro so be like na be subscribe na comment betu na wa share na fofo enye biahwe makro bibia bye bye.